Hello friends, welcome to Trade Like FXMAKK. This week I decided to create an analysis video instead of sending the analysis on the Telegram channel to show you guys the depth of the analysis which I do, to make you understand the key points that I see and what are the points that I ignore sometimes. So I feel the upcoming week is going to be a very nice week. So let's move on and go into the details. I have written a sentence over here. Welcome to the video. Watch the video till end because I have shown minor details while analyzing that the average trader misses on sometimes. Okay, so that's all. Let's move to the analysis. The first pair for the week is Euro CHF. Here you can see it is at a very key, very strong weekly level. Whenever the price has touched here, it has shown rejection. Acted as a support, support, and here very well now we are seeing that it is acting as a resistance. When we go to the daily time frame, we see that the daily is in an uptrend right now, and we have a very strong bullish engulfing candle over here. But I am going to ignore this for now because we are at a very strong weekly level, and we have seen rejection over here. Also, we are seeing two doji candles forming over here. The 4-hour looks a bit unclear right now, but we are going to wait for some formations to happen. Maybe we can wait for a liquidity grab up of this level and then a closing below the zone for a retest to then sell, or maybe a closing below this structure inviting the sellers and then having a retest to then sell. So this is the first plan, Euro CHF. Now moving to the next pair, which is USD CHF. Here you can see the same USD CHF is at a very key level, a very key weekly level, and we can see that we have a beautiful doji candle over here. Okay, moving on to the daily candle. The daily looks very clean on USD CHF, more cleaner than Euro CHF, because here you can see you have had a superb rejection candle, a superb bearish engulfing candle engulfing the last 3 days, and then we have had this retest over here up, and we are seeing some kind of rejection again. So waiting in the USD CHF. The 4-hour right now is not that clear. Now we are waiting for something like 4-hour to close above the structure point over here, and then have some consolidation, close below, retest to then sell. That is our plan for USD CHF. See, while analyzing, one point that I want to tell you all majorly while analyzing is focus on the weekly. Don't analyze on the smaller time frames. First view it on the weekly. If it looks unclear on the weekly and it looks choppy on the daily, or you cannot make a bias on the daily after looking at the weekly, just remove that pair for the week. All the pairs that I select have very strong weekly confirmations. Now what you have to see on the weekly, the first thing is the trend, and what is the second thing after the trend? Previous / current candle. So this is trend. So what would you see in the previous / current candle? Now this I would consider as the previous candle because the week has closed. Okay, this is a very beautiful doji candle. The current candle means the candle which will open from Monday. What I want is that candle, the current candle, should look very clean. It should not be somewhat like a choppy candle. It should directly start to fall down, or it should have a quick move up, create a wick, and then come down again. So that is like very important. The current candle, the structure that comes in candlestick analysis, candlestick reading. I'll make a separate video on that topic. It is a really extremely important topic, like a topic worth to discuss, because trust me that this previous candle analysis has saved me a lot of money, has got me to select the best of the pairs for the week. It is very important to see the previous candle. So moving on to the next pair now for the week after USD CHF, we are having AUD CHF. Here you can see we had some beautiful push downside. Let's go to the daily. Here you can see we are having a lovely downtrend on the daily time frame. We are having a bit of pullbacks. I do not like this hammer candle over here, but what we see is from the strong area we have a rejection again. So what I would wait is for a closing below the structure, retest to then sell on AUD CHF. Moving on to the next, CAD JPY. Now this is kind of an interesting pair. You can see on the weekly that we are pretty much bullish on the weekly, but my views on CAD CHF for now is sells, because yeah, the weekly is strong, but you can see the previous candle is a strong bearish candle. We are having two following bearish days, and not only that, the trend is very strong on the daily time frame. You can see we are not having small moves. We are having big moves on the sell side. Sell orders are accumulating over here. You can see these selling moves. So we expect somewhat like a sharp fall from this area. So that is why we are looking to sell CAD JPY over here. The 4-hour time frame also looks very clean. As you can see, we could have made a probable entry over here on this 4-hour engulfing candle, but I avoided this trade because it was a Friday and the volumes were very low in the markets. AUD JPY. So now here you can see is the weekly candle is not looking that good. It is a strong rejection candle, a very huge rejection from the downside. But you can see that the daily is very clear. The daily is showing strength. This we are not going to take at the start of the week. What we will wait for is this to come at the area to consolidate, and then we will have a bearish engulfing candle or a doji candle to then sell further. So it happens in a process. At that given time, the weekly candle, the new weekly candle which will open, will have gone high, will have got the liquidity of this weekly high, probably also the Friday's daily high. So the Friday's candle had the daily high. We'll have a sell hunting of this highs too. So that would be a very good entry. In that case, if we reach to the area, we consolidate over here and then we see a selling side pressure, that would be a very good entry. Moving on towards the next pair. Next pair we have a CHF JPY. This pair has the same thing. It's rejecting the weekly time frame. It's rejecting from the bottom, and this might probably be an sell hunt of this structure too. But let's see. Waiting for the week. All the CHF pairs that I have are looking very clean on the daily, but are not looking that clean on the weekly time frame. So we'll wait for extra confirmations on these trades before taking them. Moving on to the next one is the Euro JPY. Euro JPY looks very clean for selling. This pair looks really clean for selling. We have a very strong weekly area. Every time we have reached this area, we have rejected it. Every time we have reached, we have rejected it. Now you said that we had a hammer formation over here. Possibly you can see this thing repeating again. This thing, we had a superb hammer formation, a liquidity hunt, and a boom. So somewhat like that is what I expect to happen on the daily time frame this time. Yes, I predict that to happen on the daily time frame. So my analysis is that we'll have a very strong push upside, going above these highs, going above the area, and then we'll have the move downside. Moving on to the next pair is Euro GBP. Now Euro GBP is the last pair for the week. As you can see, the weekly is not a very strong bullish candle, also not a very strong rejection also. It's like a medium candle, but this rejection on top is what matters to me a lot because of the area over here. It is a very strong weekly area. As you can see, weekly 1 2 3 4, almost 4 rejections and these wicks over here. That makes the weekly area very strong, a very strong weekly area. At this cases where you see that the weekly area is very strong, you can ignore the trends on the lower time frames. Yes, you heard it right. You can ignore, even you can ignore the trend on the daily time frame. If you see that it is a very strong weekly area, see, because due to the current market circumstances, we also know that markets are not giving pure one-sided moves. We are having a lot of consolidations, a lot of liquidity grabs. So to tackle such market conditions, it is it is very important to analyze things in detail, to analyze in the depth. And it is okay if you go against the trend also sometimes, if you have the correct area, if you have the knowledge. See, this is not at all for beginners. This stuff is not for beginners, because the thing is that beginners should have a predefined set of rule until they get experienced enough to see the charts and understand the charts, feel the charts, like what is going on in the background. So when you see the weekly time frame, you know that yeah, here the weekly is bearish, the daily is also probably bearish only between these two structure points. But yeah, even if you see that we have a very big pullback over here, we have a superb rejection candle. See this previous day candle. It is such a super beautiful rejection candle. Also, when you see on the 4-hour, you see that the 4-hour has created a superb rejection candle while closing. So after all these confirmations, now here one of the major mistakes that traders make nowadays is the 4-hour trend is bullish. Clearly the 4-hour trend is bullish between these structures. Guys, you have to understand that due to the random moves in these days, we have to make some entries, we have to trade somewhere against the trend. One of my entries probably would have been over here somewhere. I was actually bit busy for this week, so I missed this entry. This was a superb entry actually. It was a very good rejection plus an engulfing on the 4-hour. This would have been a very good short position over here, keeping your stop losses above this high and targeting a 1:2. Actually, I would have been targeted this and holding this trade like this. So let's see if we'll get probable re-enters over here. This is how we analyze the markets in depth. See, this was a very quick analysis video. I analyze it in real depth. Right now this video I have made just for you to understand the process, just to make you understand one very important thing: weekly time frame. It is very important to see the weekly time frame. Now, what do I mean by weekly time frame? I do not mean that you just see the entire weekly thing like zoom out. No, this doesn't make any sense. What is the most important thing in weekly time frame also? See, in weekly time frame also we discussed 2 points in this. Okay, which were the 2 points that we discussed? One was the trend and second was previous candle. The very important aspect is the previous candle. Yes boys, even if you ignore the trend for now, let it go, cancel it off, but the previous candle is very important. The previous candle is extreme. I cannot emphasize how important it has been in this journey. Also the same thing goes for the daily time frame. You can look anywhere in the charts, wherever majorly you have seen rejections on the daily and on the weekly, the trend has reversed. Wherever you have majorly seen dojis forming, majorly seen hammers forming, shooting stars forming, you have seen trends reverse. See, anywhere on the chart, a shooting star, trend has reversed. Here you can see a doji, a trend has reversed. Here you can see a doji, a trend has reversed. Here you can see a shooting star, a trend has reversed. Here you can see a bullish engulfing pattern, the trend has reversed. And after this bullish engulfing, what we saw is a doji over here. Then following, see, what is the thing is that when you try to catch an engulfing candle, your entry is very late. Now if you would have for example, just for example purposes, say that this was your zone, okay, this was your area. Now if you would have entered based off this engulfing candle, your risk to reward would have been very low, like very low. If this was your entry and this was your target, we can't even take a trade which is less than 1:2 RR, being swing traders. So if the same thing you took on this doji, on the closing of this doji pattern, because here you are seeing that it is a downtrend very much. We went up, we came down, we just stayed here for 2 days, we had a superb shooting star. So if this wanted to go further lower, it would have continued after this candle. After this was a very strong bearish candle, but it did not. It had a doji. Here you see you are getting a 1:6 RR. That is the game, boys. So I have already told you about this in the previous modification video, but I'm repeating this in this video, that focus on entering based off doji and rejection candles more than trend. See, this is one of the major modifications that I am going to bring now, that we are entering based off dojis and rejection candles, because wherever you see on the chart we have got reversals from there at key areas. See, doji reversal, doji reversal, doji reversal, rejection candle, reversal, rejection candle, wherever you see. That is the game. And yeah, of course I agree that after rejection candles you have engulfings, those are better entries. But what is happening in these days? See, here you have the perfect example. This was a doji, just for example purposes. Do we have a zone somewhere over here? Yeah, imagine that we are trading based off like this level. Okay, so after this rejection candle, the strong rejection candle, if we waited for the engulfing, we would have entered somewhere over here, keeping the stop losses over here and targeting this, which is again a 1:1. Same thing if you would have entered after this doji, a 1:4. That is the difference. So for current times, the thing is that the engulfing candle gives you a very late entry, because the engulfings are very big. So this is one modification which I am going to personally work on. There are many more modifications. Like, this was just a basic analysis video to show you that how I analyze things and how I go through the charts. I have around 25 to 28 pairs which I have selected, and I analyze them every week. These are just the shortlisted pairs from them. Now one more thing I want to tell you, these are too many pairs which I have shortlisted. One of them is Euro GBP. We have Euro JPY, we have CHF JPY, we have AUD JPY, and we have CAD JPY. Out of these 4 JPY pairs, I will only look for entering 1, maximum 2. That is the game. See, when we have 4 pairs having JPY over here, there is no chances. There are very less chances that they will act opposite, and we have the same analysis for all: sell, retest to sell, retest to sell, retest to sell, retest to sell. So then why on earth would you want to take trades on all the 4 pairs? Just look for the cleanest. Here you can see that Euro JPY is having the cleanest bearish trend, so I would look, yeah, whatever your confluence is. Same thing for the CHF pairs. Here you can see I have AUD CHF, USD CHF, and Euro CHF. I am not going to take all 3 trades. I am going to shortlist 1 pair from the CHF, and I am going to look for entries in those. Probably it is going to be USD CHF, because the daily looks very clean on this. So let's see how it works. Okay guys, so that's all this for today's video. I also analyze gold and share my views on gold. We have been like quite profitable on gold trades in my Telegram channel, but that is something for upcoming videos. So for now we are focusing on forex pairs. We also have our forex series, which is the TTS series, trend trading strategy series, going on. I have already uploaded some couple of videos over there. This video will go in that series only, because this is a very key video. You are seeing the markets from my perspectives, how I am seeing it. Yeah, after the markets are moving, when the markets are open, that time what I look is completely different. But this is how you have to analyze on every weekend, guys. So that's it for today. The analysis video has been already too long. So guys, make sure that you do follow me on Instagram, and very much most important, join my Telegram channel, subscribe to my YouTube. See, if you like the video, and if you genuinely like the content, if you are learning something from it, if you are gaining something from it, then subscribe. If you think that the knowledge that I am giving over here does not matter, then you are most welcomed to just leave the video. the Telegram channel is very important, guys, because see, I cannot make videos on a daily basis. So whatever updates I give in my Telegram channel. Do join the Telegram channel. The link I will share in the pinned comment and in the description. Okay, that's it for today, guys. FXMAKK on this site.